All right, cool. All right, so what's good, man?
Not much. Hey, Nacer, thanks for coming on the channel.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. You said you were looking at
Oh, some of the Joe Quesada drama.
yeah. I was at work all day, so I didn't get to see it.
Oh, it just started again now.
Really? Is he that drunk?
Right, is he just getting drunk every night? Man, last night I was up past way past bedtime, just laying in bed listening to these guys talk about it on Aloha Hour. My phone was dying, so I finally took out my headphones and went to sleep.
Oh wow. Well, I'm tweeting it out right now.
All right, cool.
Well, thanks for coming on my channel. I know we were trying to get something to work together, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was gonna try to see when you were free next because I know you were working today.
Yeah, I got off work. It was rough. It was a rough day. And so I just wanted to have some positivity and sit down and just thank people for, supporting me and buying my books and you, Nacer, because before you blew up, you were there fanning out over my stuff. So, I wanted to
I was
say
just wondering
thanks.
how you had so many followers.
It was one of those things where it was like, oh, I spent all my time building up my my Twitter and my Instagram. I didn't spend a lot of time building up the YouTube.
And you still
So
got more followers than me.
yeah, well, you have a bigger YouTube following, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. I tried to do writing videos and branch out, but they get like under 100 views.
Yeah, it's definitely something that people don't care so much about the nuts and bolts of writing. That's a very niche market,
Yeah,
and it's pretty much covered by the screenwriters and stuff like that. And then even worse is that people don't care about it as far as comic books go either. So
yeah. That's why I try to be a little more broad brushing, talking about novels and comics. Actually, the one I uploaded today though got like 100 views, so that's my best writing video. All the other ones get like 50 or 60.
oh, at least you're being consistent there. That's the important thing.
Yeah, but my stream with Mindy Wheeler did great. That one's at 740.
Oh man, I really wanted to come on that one because I really wanted to talk to her because like I heard about her story. And I was like, I've been through the same thing, but she is because she's a woman. It's so much worse on her because they can't use her. They can't say, "Oh, you're being oppressed." And that's the thing is like that's what they want. As soon as they can't use you as social currency, they throw you aside like you're trash.
Yeah, and it's funny too because they can't even use like half a comic skate as a shield, and then they're all like, "But you're all oppressed,"
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy.
or but they're because they're all like, "You guys are all Nazis," and then they're like, "And you're all oppressed." I'm like, which one is it?
It's either one or the other.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I'm willing to bet I'm a Nazi.
yeah, what's worse is Tim Lim and I have been called Uncle Chongs all the time on Twitter, and I've gone to conventions with Tim. We've done some of the same
Oh, cool.
conventions and stuff, so I know Tim, and it was weird how he and I kind of just started talking about this, and I have editors that'll come to me at AP and they're like, hey, don't talk to certain people because the whole thing that went on. They're like, you can't go on certain people's streams or you can't talk to them or have them on certain streams. And I'm like, okay, I'll play by your rules for right now. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes when we launch the Nox. Hey, we
Yeah,
got 3 viewers.
sweet. I'll get you on my channel
Yeah.
when we can, and we'll try to
Yeah,
get the sub count up.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Hey, Cross Comics, how are you?
what are you up to tomorrow? You got work tomorrow?
Yeah, I work in a call center, so I work from like 1 to 10. So I go in for overtime because I'm trying to build up a savings account again.
Gotcha. Hmm.
So
Whenever you're off, just hit me up because I'm applying to places right now, so
yeah,
I'm always home.
yeah,
So
usually usually it's Friday or Saturday, but they're doing an incentive where you get a bonus if you go in on to work the most hours or something like that. So I'm trying to win that bonus.
gotcha.
So, but the good news is all my work is done on the Knox.
Oh
So
yeah. I think I've
yeah,
seen a couple little previews on Twitter.
yeah. So all my work is done. I'm just waiting for Ron to finish on up his stuff and get that going. And I saw Stardust. I meant to back it, but I went through this weird phase where I walked out on my job and just said, "Oh snap! I don't have a job anymore." So
Yeah.
it's like, ah,
Yeah, I'll probably have some extra copies. Well, in fact, I know I will.
yeah.
I'm ordering like 300 extra, I think.
Okay, cool. Set one aside for me. I'll Venmo you some money or PayPal you or something.
PayPal, yeah.
So Stardust is it? A lot of stuff's been going on. Talk about that a little bit.
Mm, like
Like, what's the pitch for it?
all right. Well, I mean, it's over, so pitching's not much good. But
I
it's
mean,
just
you still plan on selling the book in the future, so
yeah. But
this video is going to be around forever. It'll help sell. So
I suppose. But yeah, it's just a classic sci-fi horror story. You know, aliens come to Earth and their ship's destroyed. Big tragedy, and there ends up just being one left. And then he wants to go home, but he can't. He's not able
yeah.
to. So we see what kind of shenanigans he gets into here on Earth.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds cool.
yeah, and then there's a couple backup stories from me and Sean, and uh, he's been turning in art. We are like a week behind, but good news is we are pretty much done. There's just like a little bit left he has to turn in, and I'll probably be printing in the next couple days, probably by Thursday or Friday, maybe, I think.
Very cool. Very cool. And then you get it back in. That's going to be so. This is your first comic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be real cool when you get to hold it. I remember my first comic when it came in. I got pictures of it on Facebook.
So I'm tired. But yeah, it's exciting times. I really can't wait to ship it out. I wish we would have said October instead of September. Uh, but that's just how things are, I guess. But nobody's gonna stress over a week and a half.
Yeah, I think as long as you explain to the fans, hey, it's done. I'm waiting for it to come in. Then the fans will be a little more understanding because you're not on the diamond schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna put another update out when I get these last few pages in, which should be like by Tuesday, I think.
Are you guys lettering and coloring it yourselves, or do you have someone doing that?
Well, it's not gonna be colored, but my friend Joey is doing the letters. Sean doesn't letter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was always hard. I remember the early days. Like I had to find artists that could color and letter at the same time too. That was when I started working with James Bolton over at 215 Inc. out of Philadelphia. We did a spy comic there called 31, which later became Ghost Agents with Ken Perry, because James sold me his half of the comic back and wanted nothing to do with comics after that. But he just got burnt by a company. He did like 100-page graphic novel for them, and they screwed him. So they didn't pay him. So he's like, I'm done.
Ouch.
So I really liked working with James. It took me 10 years to find Ron McCain, who's on the Knox, and he's like James. He's just hardwired to my brain, so I can say something, and next thing you know, I've got a preliminary concept art sketch, and it's exactly what I was picturing in my mind when I told Ron. So if you find an artist like that, you work with them the rest of your life, or you at least try to. That's why Kirby and Lee work so well together, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, me and Sean got some more stuff lined up too. He takes everything and makes it a billion times better than how I pictured it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, like it's exactly how I pictured it, but it's like 1,000 times better, you know. And you have to build that relationship with the artist. That's the most important thing. And then you have to build that relationship with the fans, which is also the most important thing. So that's why I don't think I've ever talked down to a fan on Twitter. Um,
I
I
did like
mean,
once, but like a couple days ago. But I was angry and I deleted it.
yeah. So like I usually don't delete tweets unless there's a misspelling in them. I usually stand by what I say. Um,
Me too, but I was angry. It's because how do I want to like tell this? Okay, so I've known Ethan since last last August, so it's been like a little over a year. So I've been there since he started his YouTube. So I've been there since he had no subs, and all his streams I was always sending super chats or even just regular chats like, Ethan, I need an artist, tell him to hit me up here. And Ethan would tell him and he'd be like, or I'd even just talk to him in emails and he would bring it up on streams. He'd be like, this guy's looking for an artist, hit him up here. And I
yeah,
only got hit up by like 2 or 3 people, right? So
yeah,
and those never went anywhere. But then now these people that have been there since those times, now they see me with a successful Indiegogo. They see me with streaming with Ethan every day and with Mike every night, and they're all like, "Oh, hey man, you looking for artists still?" I'm like, "I've been looking for artists for a year. Where were you when I was a nobody?" And so I'm like, they don't even read a script first. They're all like, "Oh yeah, let's put something out now, man. I just want the money." And that was annoying me. So I said something along those lines, and then I deleted it.
oh yeah. No, trust me. Even when you have a professional book out through like a real publisher, they until people see that success, they're not going to come at you, because like people thought when I had Years and Bones out, because it was printed and distributed nationally, that I had money. Th- that wasn't the case. It was work for hire.
Right.
I got paid a pair of shoes and a laptop to do that.
But I mean, like, I just hate it that they don't even like. Okay, if they had read my stuff first and then they decided they want to work with me, that's cool. But nobody's read Stardust yet, and my poorly written novels from like 2016, and nobody's bought those. So I know none of these artists have read those. So like they don't even read my work yet. They don't even know if they like my writing, and they're all like, "Oh, yeah, okay, you can make money, so let's do something." And it just doesn't work that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, they see that and they go, oh, they want it on the bandwagon, and that's why I was like, for so long I was debating, doing this, because I was like, what if I put this out there and the fans don't come to support the Knox?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm pretty sure they'll come. You know me and Mike at least. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
we'll
Mike,
promote you.
Mike will. I know that much, but it's like there's certain people and I'll talk to you about it when we're not live. But there's
Gotcha.
certain people that like I'm not officially supposed to talk to, and I think it's bull crap. And if they support it, it's fine. It's one thing, but I don't like going to the professionals to say, hey, can you help me show this stuff? Because there's a part of me that goes, I have to sell this on my own. I have to make the success on my own. It's cool that Ethan helps you. I respect that a lot, and you did it on your own. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ethan. Honestly, Ethan told me no at first.
Yeah,
Um, even though he had known me for a while, he still told me no. I mean, he does tell people no. He doesn't have to have anyone on, but I mean, eventually he said yes, and I'm thankful he said yes. And I mean, now we're pals. I mean, he just knew
yeah,
me before. We weren't pals before, but now we're pals. And but it doesn't. You don't need that for success because I made $2,600 on my Indiegogo in the first day, and that was before I was on Ethan's channel. So I mean, just promoting around. I mean, if people like it, they'll back it. So I was fully funded and way past my goal. I had an extra like $600. I was $600 past my goal before Ethan even had me on, and that was in just a day. So a lot of these smaller guys are complaining that they're not getting funded because they're not on Ethan's channel. Well, I mean, I got funded and I was a nobody, and I mean, they should build up their channel first, I guess, if that's how they see it. Ethan had to start from zero. Zach had to start from zero. Everybody's got to start from zero.
Yeah, absolutely. I started from zero on my Twitter too, and that was the thing. Like, uh, and you can go back and you can see I was angry, I was disillusioned, and then something clicked in my head where it's like, no wonder the stuff isn't selling. It's because I'm negative all the time. If I create a positive feed, and you've seen my feed,
Yeah.
I'm starting to feed off the success of others. Like, it makes me happy to see these people succeed. It doesn't matter if they're known or they're unknown. I was one of the biggest retweeters for Move the Needle. I was one of the biggest retweeters for Jack Irons. I helped spread it out. I couldn't contribute financially, so I did what I could to help spread the word. And you see me, my feed is constantly retweeting. It's very, very little about myself.
Yeah.
And then I do chime in on issues I feel that are important, like being nice to the fans. Hey, here's a book I did. I want to give value to the people who come to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to keep my Twitter mostly about comics, but I mean, the drama is always there and it's hard to stay out of it. But I do try to stay out of like political stuff because I really don't care for politics.
Oh, I'm a politics junkie, and it's really hard for me not to talk about it. But I realize that 95% of the audience in the area that I want to create art in does not care about politics. They could care less about what I do or say politically. They only care about what I put out. And to me, that's more important than anything else.
Yeah, I just want to make books.
Yeah,
That's
and that's the thing. That's all I want to do too, is just make the books. And for me to make books, I can't talk about politics, because if I talk about politics, I alienate my audience.
yeah. Well, I think there's room to talk about it slightly, just as long as it's not every single post. Like, I couldn't care less if I go on and I see like 9 normal tweets from somebody and then they retweet CNN or they retweet Fox one time. I'm fine with that. But when it's like Kurt Busiek or Eric Larson and it's like you see 10 tweets from them and at least 5 are they're retweeting CNN and, and all that stuff, it just gets so annoying. It's like it's the last thing I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Like, people, the Joe Quesada thing is the biggest thing. That's bigger to me than CNN or anything like that.
Yeah, sorry. And speaking of Joe Quesada, I keep like seeing these tweets like coming up right now.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
getting
it's
them.
juicy. I'm
Yeah, I'm getting
sorry.
the
I felt dead for a second. It's because I looked down at it.
yeah. No, we'll take care of that. But I got a reply here from Thor Odinson, and I'm gonna share my screen here. How do I do that? Where's my? I don't know how. This is the first time I'm streaming from Hangouts. Okay, hold on.
Okay, it's the green thing on the left hand side.
Yeah, start screen share. There we go. Whoo, there we go. So I got this reply from Thor Odinson. Boom, he just got a follow on a live stream. It makes sense. Like, this is what I posted. Why fight with Joe Quesada on Twitter? Stop giving them their money. I know you've stopped buying Marvel comics. You said, what, it's 2 weeks now for you? 3 weeks?
Yeah, probably like close to 3 weeks now. I don't remember the exact date, but it was pretty close to. It's like right around the whole Robbie Rodriguez thing when it happened. So it's maybe it was like a little bit before that actually. It's probably been like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, so 3 weeks. Oh my god. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks for you. It's been 5 years for me.
Oh, okay.
I've been solely, mostly Image at this point.
Yeah, me too,
Uh,
actually.
every once in a while, I would pick up a Spider-Man or a Superman just to see what was going on, and then I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, 5 years ago is when I started reading comics.
Yeah,
So,
so Secret Wars, right around there. I
Secret
used.
Wars, actually, no, I think that was a couple years later. I think that was like
Okay.
2015.
Okay. So, like, I stopped around Age of Ultron by Brian Bendis. I solely read Remender and Mark Miller now. I used to read Kirkman, and then the book started getting a
I
little
feel
more.
everybody says that about Kirkman now.
The book started getting a little more political. I do want to check out Oblivion Song because that looks like it's just a fun book.
It is.
I dropped
It's a
Walking
little
Dead.
cliche, but it's still pretty good.
I dropped Walking Dead because I like the science fiction books, and then I'll probably pick up the last compendium for Invincible, and then I'm pretty much done with Kirkman. After Black Science is done, I'm going to be done with Remender. I love Black Science though. I'm so mad though because everything I ever wanted to do in a comic, he did right there.
Yeah,
So
Black Science, I think I got. I'm looking at my bookshelf
uh,
now. Yeah, I got the first two trades, but I haven't. I just never got around to getting the rest.
yeah, it's a good series. Trade, I think 4 or 5 is where it dips a bit, and Remender tries to go for the psychological thing, like breaking down the character. He spends a lot of time in the character's mind, and I was like, I just want to watch him, shoot ray guns and stuff. Like that's the only reason I bought it was because I thought it was cool. He was hopping from dimensions, shooting ray guns, and the plot twists were like a bad soap opera. I really enjoyed that.
Have you been reading Remender's Death or Glory?
No, I haven't. Although I wanted to check out Low and Tokyo Death because I like Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yeah, I love Sean Gordon Murphy. I met him, and oh man, I got a really cool variant signed from him. Hold up, I got to take my headphones out, so I'm not gonna hear
Okay,
you, but I got to find this variant.
okay, okay. And we're waiting for Nasser.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I got that signed right there.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Where's my? I don't know where the windows are. Boom! I'm gonna lock it on you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. The Batman White Knight series. I heard
Yep.
that series was pretty good.
Yeah.
I went to C2E2 not this past year, the year before,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was there.
and we had a booth there for Gears and Bones.
Where? Who are
It
you?
was right next to the DC exclusive that had the Deadman thing, and like catty corner to the Dark Horse.
Okay, that explains it. I don't really care for either company.
Yeah, so I got to meet uh, Ryan Otley and Jeff Darrow,
Oh,
who
okay.
were
Yeah, I
there,
met Ryan Otley.
and I got a picture with them. And then Mateo was there from Black Science, and had I known Mateo was there, I would have brought all my Black Science stuff
Oh,
for him
I,
to sign.
I brought my stuff for Mateo, but I could have. I didn't see him. I thought he.
He was in the back of the artist alley, and he was part of the Sequential Treasures booth.
No, I went to his spot in Artist Alley, but I don't know. I couldn't find his table. I was double checking the number, but I don't know. Maybe he ended up moving to a different one, and I didn't know.
Yeah,
But
he was with his agent. His agent had an entire block of tables there.
Yeah, but I swear I remember this. I remember trying to get or wanting to get something signed and finding out that he wasn't there at that booth.
Yeah, he's probably out at lunch. My friend Elaine, she helps handles the talent sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Frank Miller was there, but I got my Holy Terror signed at Alamo City by him. God, I love that book so much, Holy Terror. Have you read it? It's fantastic.
No, I don't think so. I haven't
It's
read a lot of Frank Miller, but I've read his Batman and Daredevil, but I think that's it. I honestly I didn't really like his Batman, but I liked his Daredevil.
so you know what Holy Terror was originally supposed to be called, right?
Nah.
Holy Terror Batman, and he drew the entire book with Batman in it. And he took it to DC, and DC read it and said, "Are you crazy? We can't put this out." So he spent 2 years redrawing it with his own characters, and then released it. So there's an entire book out there of Batman fighting Al Qaeda that no one has ever seen.
Huh. I wonder what happened to the originals.
He probably still has them somewhere, but there's no way in hell that DC's ever going to put that out. And so he had to redraw the entire book. And so Legendary, when Legendary was trying to do their comics line, put it out for him. And people said he went insane, but it's probably one of his best pieces of work.
Yeah, I got to read that. I don't know. I just never really cared for Frank Miller that much. I know that's bad to say, but I don't know. I think his Batman was too like overrated. But I really loved his Daredevil, but I I'm just like kind of in the middle about him.
Yeah, he's hit or miss on a lot of stuff. I like his creator-owned stuff more. He did something with Jeff Darrow. He did Rusty and Big Guy, the comic book series that was later put on. I think it was Fox Kids. I love that show.
Mm,
But you know what Jeff Darrow did, right? What movie he worked on?
no, you gotta fill me in on that.
All right, he did all the concept art for The Matrix.
Man, you keep talking about stuff that I've never like watched or read. Like I know what the Matrix is, but I've
Yeah,
never seen it.
so the Wachowskis used to be huge into comic books, right? And Jeff Darrow worked on some of their earlier stuff. And so when they got the deal for The Matrix, they threw a bunch of cash at him because he was the only artist that was insane enough to draw what they were asking for. I think they even did like a limited edition Matrix comic book when it came out. But the artwork for The Matrix is just beautiful. That first movie is just amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out, but it's just I don't know. I don't think it's my thing.
Probably not, but it blends genres too. So it's part horror, part science fiction, part cyberpunk. So it's just watch the first one. Don't worry about anything else.
All right.
It ends at the first one, just like Indiana Jones ends at Last Crusade. By the way, did you hear they were making a fourth Indiana Jones movie?
No, I actually didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was in Steven Spielberg's putting it out, but I'm not holding my breath for it because
It's been a while since I've seen one of those movies.
yeah, I want to do a comic book like Indiana Jones. Like I want to do my own like take on a character like that. Like I want to create my own. I think that's what I'm going to do next. After I
Yeah,
finish some projects with Ron and this other artist I know, Josh, I think I'm going to do my own Indiana Jones story.
yeah, I got so many projects I want to do, but it's like almost impossible with how we have things set up with Indiegogo because you got to do them one at a time and you can't really do an ongoing. And I want to do an ongoing, so we got to put out like one shots and mini series and all that stuff. And
Oh, that's what you got to do. I think my original plan was with Ron, we were just going to put out one shots and build a universe kind of like the Marvel movies. and then come together and do a mini series like our own Avengers, like that ties them all together.
That's a good idea. I got a superhero comic I'm dying to do, and I've already written a ton of it, but I don't want to put it out as a mini series. It's got to be a monthly, ongoing, and it's got to go for like 1,000 issues.
Yeah, I would love to have it. If I could have an ongoing that paid the bills, I would love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's just weird how things are right now.
I just want that one series that's ongoing, and I don't want to charge $5 for it. I want to charge $1.50 for it. You get 30 pages of story, and then you can get a candy bar and a Slurpee for like $6. That's what I want.
I think I don't know. Are you talking newsprint? But
Yeah,
also
newsprint.
doing 30 pages for a monthly, that's a little too much. I think you gotta go down to 20.
They you got to give the consumer more bang for their buck. Why not give them more pages for less money? They feel like they're getting a deal. They're going to be more
Artists
loyal
would
to
never
you.
have a day off.
My artist. That's why you do it every 6 weeks. You don't do it every month. You do it every 6 weeks. A new issue. Or you get two artists and you alternate between the books. You make sure they're the same quality so that nobody can tell the difference.
Nah, I prefer to do 20 pages monthly. That's my goal with a superhero comic. Or with all comics, really.
That's a good goal to have. I just, I want to make sure, because I feel like I'm getting ripped off every time I go to the store and I buy a $5 comic. I feel much better buying the alternate comics.
I look at all these old comics. I'm like, man, you guys had it great back in the day. I buy these new comics and I'm like, what is this?
It's why I trade weight. I can't swing to buy 10 books at $5 a pop. I can buy 3 trades for the same price and get more story.
I don't know. I always liked floppies.
I liked floppies too until they went to $5.
Well, they're 4 right now, but I guess it's not too big of a difference.
It depends on what you're buying too. You got to remember, I'm not buying the corporate comics. I'm buying, indie books too. And then sometimes the stores have to mark them up so they can make their money.
Well, maybe if you're talking back issues, but they don't really mark up monthlies.
On back issues, yeah, they do. And sometimes, because I don't get the chance to go into the store every week. We have no store in the city that I live in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got at least 3 shops by me, but 2 of them suck. And in the last 3 years, I've had like 2 shops by me close as well.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
You're up in Chicago though, right?
Yep, I'm only like, I don't know, 35 minutes, maybe 40 from C2E2. So
So I went to when I went to C2E2, I went to the Diamond Distributors Publishers after party.
Oh, cool.
And I fell down the stairs because I got drunk because it was free booze. And I was wondering, because I almost broke my ankle again. I just recovered from breaking my ankle before. I almost broke the other ankle doing it. And then I was asking myself, why would anyone put a toilet in the basement of the bar?
So what was the diamond thing like? Because I've never been to that.
It's a bunch of creators and retailers standing around, and you go up to each of the retailers, and you, as a creator, try to convince them to buy your book.
Cool.
And you drink with them, and you have a good time, and then they forget that they promised to order your book the next day. And then you take a $5 train ride down to Chinatown because you can't remember what stop is yours.
Sounds like a wild time.
Yeah, I have the best convention stories. We got into the elevator at the hotel, and I'm Asian. And this other couple gets in with me, and our intern. Well, he wasn't really our intern. He was our for Guardian Nights. He was our office manager, and we're standing there. We go down one more floor, and there's this Asian guy who had a booth at C2E2. He was one of the I guess he was one of the guys who did he sold the imported stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets in, and he's Asian. He turns around, and I go, "Are you my uncle?" And he turns around and goes, "What? No, are you crazy?" And then everybody in the elevator is trying really hard not to laugh. He goes, "No, I'm not your uncle, stupid." And he walks off. And then he gets out of the elevator and walks off, and everybody starts laughing. And I was like, "I'm sorry. It was really funny. I had to." Because he kind of looked like me, too.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really got many like con stories. I don't know. Most I got is I argued with Neil Adams for like 30 minutes.
Oh,
Have you met Neil Adams?
I've met him a few times. I've got a few really good Neil Adams stories that I can tell.
Yeah, I just got one. It was
Okay.
just
So he likes to move the trash can at conventions and put it in the middle of the aisle in front of his booth.
but I've never seen him do that.
Yes, he will. If you the next time you see him, look to see where the trash can is, and sometimes it'll be in the middle of the aisle. And I would move it back, and the next day he'd come in and he'd move the trash can back. And so on the third day of the convention, we went up to, I think it was his son, and we said, "What's the deal with the trash can? Why does he keep moving it?" And then Neil overhears that, and he goes and he does this imitation of Con Zombie, and he goes, because it forces people to walk around it in front of his table to look at his art.
Oh, he's that desperate because nobody wants to go by.
His art's just that expensive. And so my other Neil Adams story, his wife took a picture of us and took a picture of her finger, bless her. But that's not the story. He was drawing something at a commission at his table, and this guy that I know went up to him and said, "Hey, can I see some of your original pages?" And without looking up from the drawing, Neil says, "Why? You can't afford any of them." Oh my god. Okay, so what's your Neil Adams story?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta type out a message real quick. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Is there someone in the chat?
No, I got a message right now on Twitter.
Oh.
I'm just responding real quick. Sorry.
It's fine.
All right, sorry. So, my story is I was getting Batman 222 signed from him because he did a cool cover, and he just starts telling me like, "Oh man, this is the one thing you want to get signed," and then he's like, "You should have bought something more expensive," and then he tries getting me to buy some Batman the Odyssey hardcover that he did, and he's telling me like it's the best Batman story ever, and in my head I'm like, why is he being such a dick? So I was a dick back, and I was like, it's not the best Batman story ever, and I'm like, I know it's not as good as, and then I named a few other Batman stories, and then we're just going back and forth, and he's trying to tell me he's like the best businessman in the world, and this and that. So
I actually believe that he's the best businessman in the world.
No, I don't, and you're gonna find out at the end of the story. So I had the book out, and I'd handed him my Sharpie, and so he signs it, hands it back to me during this argument. We're arguing, and then at the end, like whatever, he shakes my hand, and I leave, and then like two seconds later, I'm like, wait, he didn't charge me. So, I mean,
yeah, usually when you have a good conversation with Neil, he won't charge you because he can tell you're a fan. He doesn't. If you bring something and he can tell you're a true fan, he's not gonna charge you.
Yeah.
He convinced Larry Hama to start charging after 5 books, and the story behind that is these kids would come up to Larry with stacks of GI Joe books. They would get signed. He would sign like 20 of them, right? And the kids would run off, give the books back to the dealer, get their $20, and then change shirts. And the dealer gave them, and he'd run back, and then they'd be selling at the same convention that Larry was at, $80 signed Larry Hama books.
That doesn't make much sense, but okay.
So Larry said, "There's a 5-book limit. You get 5 free. After that, you pay $5 a book." And so it stopped people coming up to him doing that because they weren't going to pay the $5 a book, and so only his true fans come up there.
No, that didn't stop me because when I saw Charles Soule, I forgot I think it was 2017. I saw Charles Soule and I got like 9 books signed, but he had the whole like first 3 are free, then the next however many you got to pay like $5 or something, and no way was I paying. So I was there with my brother and my friend, so I gave them each 3. So me and my brother and my friend, we each went up with 3, so we got them all free instead of paying. Why am I talking about all these times that I didn't pay people?
I don't charge for signatures. The reason I don't charge for signatures,
me too. I don't care to charge.
I don't think I ever will, because one, you already bought the book, right? So I already got paid for it. So why should I add a tax onto that to put my signature on a book and devalue it? My signature's not going to add value to it. I just want to turn out cheap, affordable entertainment that people will love.
Yeah, me too.
So that's the goal. And, that circles us back around to, like, quit being a-holes to your fans. Like, I don't understand. Like, I've been talked down to. I don't even know who half these people are. I've been blocked by half the staff of Marvel. I had no intention of ever tweeting them. I had no intention of ever talking to them. And yet I can't see what books they're putting out. So how am I supposed to know if Marvel's quality goes up if the creators block me?
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. And Marvel, I mean, I heard it straight from CB. They don't care if they block bot. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. As bad as it is to say, I mean, they want to die, so let them die. Let the company die, I mean.
Yeah, and it's sad because I used to want to work there. I used to want to write.
I never wanted to do work for hire. That sounds terrible.
I used to want to write. I used to want to write Spider-Man and Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. The real Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Well, it's about my bedtime, so
thanks
bedtime. For having me on.
Yeah, it's my bedtime too, Nasser. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, it was a cool stream, man. I'll get you on my channel sometime.
Absolutely. Where can everybody find you?
I'll type it in the chat because nobody can spell it.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Andrew P. Anderson. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Welcome, man.